Welcome. It's 106.3 WRFCLP, Rochester Free Radio.com. That sounded so corporate. It's your boy Oz. It's Radio Uncorporated. And we're here. It's Monday night, 9 p.m. We've got a full house tonight. We've got a very special guest. As a kid, people ask you the question, what do you want to be when you grow up? The homie said pro wrestling NFT artist, finger drummer known worldwide. Okay? Like, can you imagine being that teacher? Like, wait. You want to? That's an immediate call home. Immediate, like, excuse me, Mr. and Mrs. Godcloud. I don't know what to do here. Like, what's up, bro? How are you? Talk close to the mic so I can hear you.
What's good, yo? How are you doing, bro?
I'm chilling, man. It's been a while. It's been a while. I miss you. What's going on? Welcome. You're our first guest on the show.
Love it. Love the studio. Looks great. Happy to be here.
It's not ours. We get kicked out in 15 minutes.
Hey, all right, yeah. So while we're here, we're gonna do our thing. We're gonna mark our territory, but in a sanitary way.
Recycles only.
Oh my God.
Let's get it.
We got Chef Lito in the house, and he's got a whole cooler full of goodies. I'm excited. He's got some Yardbird, which is his code word for chicken. Yeah, man, chicken. Last time he brought some, it was off the chain. It's absolutely smacked. And he had some meat hot sauce with it too. Yeah, I just finished up about a quart of it. I've been putting it on my eggs and rice in the morning. I'm putting it on everything. Meat hot sauce goes on everything.
I was gonna ask how that was.
Oh, amazing, bro! Yeah. And then I used the Bloody Mary mix. I started cooking that down and using it as pasta sauce.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah,
it's like an arrabbiata sauce.
It was amazing. I threw a little pepper paste in there to thicken it up and give it that little pepper thing, and it's been slapping. I'm almost through with that too.
Yeah, I got a couple goodies in the bag today.
So Chef Carl's going to come through with his food, and then we got the other half of Blueprint Staffing Corporation, Mike McLean.
Is he here?
Lock the door before he gets in. Lock the door. Done with him. All right, so for our radio taste tonight, we're going to stick on the UK drill rap. I've really been enjoying this. We're going to have a conversation about that stuff because you're a music. What was with that chair?
It's the
Holy moly! That sounded like a flat tire. Like, how do you do that on office furniture?
I get some Fix-A-Flat up in here, yo.
Jesus.
Some of the staples.
Is that another one of your professional careers? It sounds like
yes, I make Fix-A-Flat. Yeah, I whip it up in my garage. Yeah.
I don't think it's much like what he does. It's just I can't do that. Doesn't seem like that gene landed on you, bro.
No, you know what it is, man? When I hit, let's see, when I hit like 25, yo, I was like anything. Here, I'll just hold it. Here we go. We're good. You know, when I hit like 25, it was like anything that I ever wanted to do. I was like, you know, I'm going to go for it. Like, I'm going to try it, you know. Like, I was a chef for a while, too, so I'm
You were a chef?
Yeah, you didn't know that,
I'm about to book the hell out of you right now.
Man. Like, yeah, I was a chef for a while. I worked at, I was sous chef at Gatehouse, sous chef at Rio Tomatlan out in Canada.
Oh, so you did it?
Yeah. I was doing the thing, yeah.
I didn't know this is new information to me.
On East Ave, across from, it was out there anymore. But, you know, when I was like 25, I was like, you know what? Like anything that little Godcloud wanted to do, which is funny that you were talking about that. I was like, anything that little Godcloud wanted to do, like, I'm gonna go for it. You know, I was doing my music, but work was always getting in the way.
That's the way it is, man. It's you got to build for yourself, or you got to build for other people. And that balance is being able to work and have a regular solid base until you've established your side hustle, your passion, to be able to kind of fund everything else. And that balance, that seesaw is one of the biggest things for an entrepreneur. Like the most difficult thing is the balance between getting the money every day that I know I need to do what I got to do, and then the stuff that I love to do that's starting to get me paid, and figuring that out, man.
Right. Yeah, man. And that's what I feel separates, you know, like entrepreneurs from people who are, you know, if you can stick with that, you know, discomfort for a little bit, get through what you got to get through to get, you know, to where you're solid. Like, I don't, you know, like I punch a clock for me and for my toddler. Usually it's like, she's like smacking me in the face, like, Daddy, I want bananas, you know what I mean? I got to get up. But, you know, it took a while for me to get to where I'm at now. And now I'm like, okay, cool, stable, good. I don't have to go work for anybody else but me.
Isn't that a great feeling though, dude?
Yeah.
When you finally get yourself there, it's like you wake up and you only do stuff that makes you smile.
Right.
even hard work ain't really like that work because it's going towards yourself. It's not like you're building the pyramid for somebody else. You're building the pyramid for your damn self, and you're gonna sit on top of it when you're done. So either way, like it's not the same no more.
Hard work's easy when you love it.
That's the thing.
It's not even work.
Still hard work.
It's just me doing what I do, and it's funny because like even right now, from just me doing my social media stuff, I look back and oh my god, it's like 3 albums worth, maybe more, worth of music. Just for me making content, you know what I mean?
Word.
I'm like, show, like, okay, maybe I can organize a record or something, you know, but it all adds up. It all is, you know, labor of love.
It really is, man. So that's part of your entrepreneur journey. So your entrepreneur journey, let's sidestep that. What's up with the pro wrestling? So you've been a pro wrestler on top of this. Well, how does that? So the way things happen for me, people like, hey, do you have a plan or something? I have like an outline, and then like things fall in my lap, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna try this for a minute and see how I like that. Oh, that's fun. La la la. Ooh, this fell in my lap. I'm gonna try this for a little bit. You know, I'll go back to this. Oh, I'm gonna do a little more of that. So how did that happen for you? How did you fall into this pro wrestling situation?
So first off, my grandparents on my mother's side met at a wrestling match here.
Sick.
So yeah, so you know, it's been the family wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Vince McMahon Sr. coming through.
Yo,
like
shout out
here,
Vince.
whatever, you know what I mean? So I owe my existence to wrestling, honestly. But always loved it. Growing up, always was a
He's
big
got
fan.
the wrestling voice.
I was just thinking
He's
that.
got the wrestling voice.
Anytime I get a mic,
Look,
it's like
he
I'm
did
cutting
the
the
ring
promo.
right
Yeah, you know. At SummerSlam, sponsored by you know, but, not like I didn't even know there was. Well, I knew there was a scene here. You know, I would see posters and whatnot around town, but never really got. You know, never went to shows. Never met anybody who did it or anything. And my one of my bros, he goes by Count. He's a rapper. He's worked for like Tech Nine and you know that whole like strange music ICP, like all that camp or whatever. And and you know we grew up together. He posted a picture. He's like, I tried out for wrestling. I got my butt kicked. Probably not gonna do this anymore. And I'm like, well, where'd that happen? Like, where'd you get your butt kicked? Because I'm gonna go see if I get my butt kicked. You know. And he told me. And I went and got beat up. You know, like I'll be straight up, you know. Like,
I'm just looking behind you at the chair and just wondering, can I hit you with it first or do I get to go? This is exciting.
You gotta pay your dues. I gotta hit you a couple times first. But no, man, you know, and that's how it started. You know, I got in there and you know, luckily I was taller than most of the people there. So you know.
You be like 6'4"?
Yeah. You know, so you know, I got to move quick through that and I think the head trainer at the time was Colin Delaney.
I know Colin. He was actually on our show before.
No kid, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was my trainer, and you know he's been in WWF or WWE, whatever they call it now, and you know like the other trainers there. My sister Cameron, she was one of the trainers up there too, and everybody like kicked my ass for like a year straight, you know. And then they're like, okay, you know, like you paid your dues, like you know, get your push now and everything. So you know. And I unfortunately ended up getting in a car accident, like a couple years in it and everything. And that's what kind of took me out.
So the car accident wasn't scripted for a wrestling match.
Jesus!
I'm trying to figure this out.
Hit the brakes on that.
No pun intended. Yeah, dude, my girlfriend was like, I'm gonna do a heel turn. She went to sleep and just was like, roll them bones.
Right. I just snorted. Jesus. So, are you getting back into it? Is it something that's on pause for a little bit? Have you healed from the car accident?
I'm, you know, I don't think I'm ever gonna be fully recovered from the accident.
At a certain age, we never fully recover.
Yeah,
you bump your elbow and that shit hurts for like
right,
5 years,
right,
and then like, son of a gun.
Yeah, it's like I slept wrong. Now I need an autopsy. You know what I mean?
I slept wrong. I need a autopsy. Yo, we're gonna cut that video in a minute as a promo reel.
That's t-shirt material.
Yeah.
Slept wrong. I need an autopsy.
Yo, that's the name of your next album.
Blue Pen Apparel coming soon.
Right,
It's done.
yeah.
How long you been doing this? Well, when I could sleep too long and my neck hurts, now I need an autopsy.
Yeah, right. Thanks. Yeah.
Perfect. Let's go.
I do have a surgery that I gotta get. Once I get that, I'm definitely, I'll get back into it. Like it's time. I miss it, yo. Like
See the whole I can't gene done straight missed you. So that's the whole I gotta get a surgery And then a year after that's recovered, then I'll be back in the ring. I got to get my ass kicked for another year. But then after that year, I'll be beating people up.
I need a belt, yo.
Respect.
Yo, once you hold a belt up, yo, it's like here.
Here's
Is that Gucci?
It's
Yo,
Gucci.
look at that.
Can't get it back on.
All right, well, I'm excited to see you hop back into your pro wrestling. I definitely got to go to a match. I've never been to a local pro wrestling match. That's definitely one of the things that I've seen happen a bunch. I've been like around the community, but I've never hopped into it. Colin's a straight up dude.
So that sounds like a Sunday afternoon, like get rowdy day.
Yeah, just make a big brisket, throw in a smoker, and then just a couple beers all day.
You got to find one dude with a mullet that you can just walk around and give it a trash.
Philly Blunt.
Right?
Philly Blunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, he owns a mullet shampoo company. Shout out Miracle Flow, Philly
It
Blunt.
is Miracle Flow. We got to give him the credit.
Yeah.
Did he do a small
Yeah.
I saw it. Maybe
Yeah, Philly's everywhere. He's one of those people like he just makes no sense, but he makes all the sense in the world.
Right.
He's absolutely probably one of my longest cohorts. Absolutely just an impeccable human being. Such a cool dude. So talented, so weird. Just one of you weird creative people. I can't do that, Gene. Like, just totally misses some people. Like, in the weirdest way. Like, who has a mullet shampoo company? It's like, you know what? I'm going to make a mullet shampoo company, and I'm going to have the year or two before he started that. He was a big fan of Riff Raff. He dressed up as Riff Raff. I dress up as Riff Raff's manager. We went to the nightclub. People were stopping us as like, they thought it was actually Riff Raff and his manager.
He was coming to town for a second, right?
I booked him because of Philly.
Okay.
He ended up sponsoring him through his shampoo, and then he got a good deal on him. So I ended up booking him a couple times. And Philly ended up being his road manager. And then it was just like, wait, so we were this dude like 2 years ago as Halloween as a joke. Now we're sitting here like we're hanging out. Like he's getting his hair cut with my kid. I'm like, what goes on? Who are these people? Like,
That's life, though.
It is so weird, but yeah, that's the type of people I love to be around, man. It's awesome. Very blessed. Thank you for being our first guest here. I appreciate it.
No doubt. Thanks for having me, bro.
Oh, we're not done yet. So we hit the pro wrestling.
We ain't done.
So now you've gotten a lot of steam on social media lately from you tidied up some of your stuff. You put it together. I think you figured out one of the processes that worked really well for you. And now your social media as a finger drummer are blowing up. So what is finger drumming? One, two, how does that, just explain that to me, please?
Yeah, for sure. So, okay, finger drumming. It's kind of a few things, right? So, growing up, my father was a producer. He still makes music and everything, but he introduced me to these drum machines. They're called MPCs. They're from this company called Akai, which I think they were owned by Roland. You know what? I'm not going to get into that because that's like nerding out. We'll be here all day. But anyway, look up MPC. I don't know if there's a camera or wherever, but I'm just going to talk to you.
I mean, I'm watching. I'm sending them a bill as we speak for your shout outs.
Oh, yeah. I need money from them anyways. They owe me for a couple sold units. But anyway.
And now commercial break.
Yeah, right. But what I do is I play, full-blown songs on a drum machine. And the way that I try to do it is try to make it sound like it's a drummer. I don't want, depending on the style of music I'm doing, I want you to be like, oh, wow, this sounds like a programmed drum track. Like, I want you to think that it's it's real drums, that it might be even, fully produced track, but it's all just me with my fingers doing it right then and there. You know what I mean? And I grew up playing these drum machines. They were always in the house, always messing around with them. And traditionally, when you program drums, you do it like one drum at a time. It's like kick, then snare. And I'm like, this is taking forever. Like, I'm just about to play all this stuff.
Creative ass.
So I'm like, but it took a minute for the technology to catch up to where I could just play it all at once and record it and do what I needed to do with it. So, I really started pushing at it. Really started like digging into it maybe like 12 years ago, like practiced my tail off and, been able to make a lot of noise with it. Like one of the, more known finger drummers in the world right now.
So you had an NFT with your finger drumming. And I feel like Wasn't that one of the first things that you actually sold was your finger drumming of the NFT? What was that about? How did that come about?
That was an accident. That was me like not even really knowing what was going on at the time. And
So not the car accident, NFT accident.
there's a lot of accidents that I kind of, will try
there's
to like
happy accidents and there's frowny accidents, okay?
That one's definitely a frowny one.
That's a boo-boo accident. We don't like the
Who
boo-boo.
brought this guy? Your friend? But no, like, so I was teaching about NFTs early on, like before it was even like a big thing. I'm like, and I'll tell you what, like I was working in a marketing company and they all like jump ship from the company to go do NFTs. I'm like, that's a scam. I'm like, then I saw them making some money. I'm like, let me try this out. So, I start teaching NFTs, and just as an example, I'm like, hey, let me show you guys how to mint or make an NFT free, and it was one of my finger drumming videos. Didn't know at the time that it was the first ever finger drumming video to be put onto the blockchain, like ever in history of the
blockchain.
Blockchain. So I did it, sold it for like $25. And just from that, like $25, it spiraled into, my car outside, into a bunch of other stuff too. So yeah, that's how that came about. That's how that all came about. And yeah, man, here we are, like a lot of dollars later, here we are.
That's awesome. Your first finger drumming video artist ever on the planet for blockchain. And here he is. Oh yeah, awesome. So there's that, and then you also do art. You've been all around the country to do art. Is this art shows that you do with NFTs, or how does this go about? Is this live paintings that you do? What exactly?
So usually, I mean, like I don't like do art, but like one of the big things that we've done is like set up like art shows or just like events and whatnot, just around NFTs or just whatever art is happening in general. Like I think the biggest thing that I've done like right now was with my bro Ali Sabet. We partnered up with the Chinese government. This is the whole thing too, because they like outlawed crypto, but then they're like, oh hey, here's $3 million to throw this big like NFT gallery. We had 500 screens. The Neo Digital Art Gallery in Beijing. It was sick. I don't know if I don't have video of that on my website. I should put some up there.
Yeah.
But,
what the hell?
Yeah, it might not be on my website, but it might be on Sabet's website. But
Sabet?
Sabet.
Oh, I think it's Sabet.
No, Sabet. But no, so we did that. What was the other thing that we did? Had a big party at the Quadas for my brother Arts, who's big time rapper. He's worked with everybody from like Styles P to who else? He did something with Trinidad James recently. We took out 4 floors at the Quad Studios where Pop got shot at the first time. Blowout, ridiculous party.
And I didn't get a phone call.
Dude, I sent you an invite, bro. I gave you like a +3, dude. You mean like I don't know what happened with Busta Rhymes, like almost like killed me.
Oh wait, I remember that. Okay, now I do. He did give me an invite.
Yeah. I don't know what I was like.
So Busta Rhymes trying to kill you?
He just gave me this like look that made everybody get quiet, and his security was like twice my height. I'm just like.
That's got to be an odd position. These guys are 12'8", and you're like, what in the world?
This dude
and Busta's not a small dude himself either.
No, he's not.
He's
He's not.
Probably super scary if he was talking slow, right?
Listen.
Wow. That's like a dad joke. That was 100% a dad joke.
Way to go, Mike. All right, guys, let's take a song break. We'll be back at you. It's 106.3 WRFCLP, RochesterFreeRadio.com, and we've got God Cloud sitting with us. I almost dropped the gum. I was like, freaking God Cloud, what's good? All right, we'll be right back at you. Here's some music.
It's incredible. Oz and I have been talking about it. He was in the office today when he left the office.